Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky Permadeath Survival Challenge. We've been a little inactive over the holidays, but we're back going. And we've had one video last week, and I think we're going to keep with that cadence of about once per week. Because as I mentioned, I have another project that I'm working on. I'll be putting on YouTube, but it probably will be a few months before it's done. Oops. So we're going to decrease our frequency to about once a week, so I have plenty of time to work on that. And you'll be seeing more about that sometime relatively soon. I've also been thinking about what I said in the last video about sprinting straight to the center of the galaxy, and I was reminded, sort of indirectly requested, that I continue showcasing the story. And I thought, yes, we have the Artemis quest line, this main story of the game that we put on hold so that we could get our tech in order, get strong enough so we didn't have to worry about dying, and so on, and I sort of forgot about it. So we'll continue working on the things that we've been working on, like talking to our scientist and getting his little mission line done, and we'll maybe finish the one with the overseer here. And we'll keep working on our settlement a little bit. But once we get our immediate things taken care of, then we will get back to that quest line, the main story of the game. So we'll finish that before we head on to the center of the galaxy as well. So without any further preamble, let's move on. We scanned the creatures that the scientist asked us to scan so that he could work on intelligence for his children, air quotes. Do you have the data, Traveler? My child cannot see the world as you see it. To share your scans will be to share your consciousness with them. It is a tremendous gift. Okay. Ehu, what sights? By way of thanks, my child has prepared you a blueprint. They have learned how to make unstable gel. They hope it makes you happy. Oh, well, thank you. I did already know how to do that, but that's useful, intelligent even, perhaps. Traveler, this data has raised a concern. As a beacon, my child could receive signals from unknown sources all across the galaxy. I will be unable to protect them from the unsavory thoughts of the Gek, or the harsh scans of the Sentinels. If you find ion batteries, I will prepare polyfiber blueprints, and we shall weave them a protective cloak. Okay? Do not delay, Traveler. Your young mind is very impressionable. So funny. No collective, and now he's getting all parental. Alright, well, return to the scientist, it says already. I'm not sure where my ion batteries are, but I guess it's going to let me give them to them out of my freighter inventory. Okay. Have you found the ion batteries, Traveler? Korvax looks anxious. Their disconnection from the convergence and their anxiety for their child is taking its toll. Perhaps the batteries will help them settle. Thank you, Traveler. It is good we can protect the little beacon. But I fear it may not be enough. You should take a copy of the polyfiber plans. They may be of some use to you. Now, please, give me some time to educate my child. Alright. Hour and a half. Machine learning, that's a thing, right? Alright, let's see here. He wants microprocessors. I believe we have microprocessors. I believe we have microprocessors. There we are. Yeah. I trust our new Kovac. Ugh, can't speak today. Sorry. I trust our new Korvax friend was helpful. They are merely the start of our merry band. Are you ready to take the next step? The Overseer asks for the microprocessors so that they can finish the plans for the weapons terminal. Sure. There you go. You have done so well, friend. I am so happy. I'm not really using my Gek voice. I forgot what my Gek voice is. Now, imagine this, friend. A life form displeases you. You punish it, reward it, reshape it. In time, it would do anything you wanted. So it is with the Sentinels and their attacks, but no more. Now we shall train the trainers. The Overseer requires me to kill Sentinels to bring back their Pugnium. I can do that. The Sentinels have harried me the length of my journey. We shall be free of their constant harassment. As it turns out, I still have a bunch of Pugnium in my inventory. And we'll see if it figures it out. Well, let's build that weapons terminal real quick. What do we need for that? Oh, there it is. I figured it out. Acquire Pugnium. Pugnium. Yes, friend, can I help? Is it murder to destroy these drones and loot their components? I am master of these worlds, not them. They deserve pain. They deserve to feel that as I look at the Gek and smell a strange smell. I wonder, not for the first time, if it is somehow affecting my thoughts. I dismiss the notion. The Gek is my friend, after all. Maybe it is affecting my thoughts. Maybe that's why I think he's my friend. Seek reassurance? It is not aggression, friend. It is retribution for their unprovoked attacks. Do you have it, friend? Their flesh, the Pugnium. Pugnium, probably. The Overseer, in something of a state of excitement, asks me for the Pugnium I have gathered. Here you go. Hireling Error presents me with a reward as I knew they would. Maybe he's training me. Friend, there is another matter. I gave you the means to create a weapons terminal, did I not? Yet I see no Vy'keen in attendance. Does my help mean so little to you that you would tarry so? You must recruit an armorer before we can proceed. The Overseer requires me to build a weapons terminal and recruit a Vy'keen armorer for my base. Okay. Splendid. I do enjoy our Vy'keen friends. We shall all live in harmony, I think. Alright. Let's see. So you've seen the process of hiring people to expand the base. I'll spare you that on camera. I'll do that between this video and the next one. I'll build a station and a workstation for that Vy'keen and then bring them forward. We'll cover that result in the next video. For some reason my flashlight's on. I think now we will go and check up on our settlement. Our hazard control unit finished construction. Go take a look. We also had an administrative decision come up when I was checking on that, getting the last stage started of that building. We replaced some of the failing technology with technology that improves the maintenance of our settlement, so it's more profitable now. And let's see, there it is, our operations center. We've got a construction opportunity. That's what I was hoping for. So we had some sort of failing technology that I can't remember the name of at the moment. My apologies, but it got replaced with cooperative buildings. This little icon here means that it manages has to do with maintenance costs. It's green with a plus, so that decreases maintenance costs. And then we have a couple of productivity increases. That's what the gears are. And then this one is something that decreases the rate at which the Sentinel alert level rises. So let's see, now having checked in with the vital signs of our settlement, let's see if we can make a educated choice in which construction opportunity to pursue. Having a starship dock would give us a place to land our ship and a place for other ships to land if we, say, land somewhere else. But if we teleport here, our ship will start on that dock, so we won't be getting visitor ships docking as long as our ship's on it. We'd need at least 2. And then we have a marketplace which has almost as good productivity. And like I said before, I am trying to see what happens if we don't build quite so many starship docks as I'm used to building. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have, say, 4 of them. That way, when you're in your settlement, you can watch the starships that come in and see if there are any that you want to buy, or trade with the pilots even if you want to. And that's useful. But I want to try and see if I can't convince the algorithm that it uses to decide which buildings you get to offer us some more housing options, and maybe even some happiness options, but I probably will skip happiness options for productivity options, because there are administrative decisions that we can make that can get people's happiness up pretty high pretty quickly, relatively speaking. So we're going to go with this marketplace for now. This is pretty useful. This will give us a galactic trade terminal that we can use when we're down here. Very useful. We won't have to leave the settlement to sell the products that our settlement is producing, at least we're not super concerned about what price we're going to get for them. So we're going to approve that marketplace. Get started on that. And if I can remember exactly where it was, I'll show you what our hazard control facility looks like. Let's see if we can spot it. It was a very small building about that size. That might be the building. You can see that's the build site for our marketplace over there. That's not super close or convenient to our operations center, unfortunately, but that's okay. Alright, let's see here. There's only 2 buildings that our hazard control unit could be. I don't think it's that one, because that's taller than I remember the building we were working on being, and it's really close to the city center, the settlement center, which means it was probably already there. So it must be this one over here with the funny dome thing on top. Let's see what's inside. And there's nothing inside. That's funny. So I guess hazard control mostly consists of little detection dishes and antennae and things, probably. Let's go look at the other building real quick. Could have been wrong. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's one of these buildings that are just 1 square but taller. Well, that is not just 1 square. That one is not either. Just poke our heads in here so you can see what they are. Most of the buildings in the settlement are like this. They're just storage. I've got a few little canisters and boxes and things. 1 or 2 of these buildings should be housing, but I poked my head in most of the buildings between the videos, and most of them just look like they're storage inside. And then the rest of them are kind of industrial looking buildings like this one. This one is mostly empty, but you can see we've got old tires, some something that looks kind of like some kind of special oven or forge, maybe kiln with old-fashioned electronic doodads on it, and a thing that looks like a bin. A lot of these things look like things you might find in some sort of industrial facility, just with extra lights and whistles on them. Here we have a milk crate. Anyway, it's interesting, the blend of rustic and kind of high-tech looking stuff that they went for on these settlements. I mean, this looks just like a regular old generator. A little smaller, maybe. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go get our marketplace started. That'll be useful. And that'll have something to show us. I've seen those before. Those actually look like something. Some of these buildings, they just kind of look like a little random stuff thrown in there. That's storage. This one looks like it would be a home. I guess it's a lounge or a cantina instead. Pretty nice. I haven't put my head in this one before, I guess. Looks like a nice place to hang out, unwind. Maybe it's appropriate it's right next to the marketplace. Or the soon-to-be marketplace. 340 silicate powder. We need silicate powder. I see 2. That's not a good sign. We're going to have to get it ourselves. Alright, as I mentioned some time ago, you cannot change the terrain inside of the boundaries of a settlement. So we need to get a little bit further away, and then we can dig up some dirt and get that started. Let's see. Are we far enough away? Nope. A little farther. Seems like it's about 500 units. It might be a little bit more than that, I forget. That'll do, looks like. Let's make that bigger. This is taking too long. Dig up 340. I think it was 340. We'll go up to 360 just to be sure. And we found a cave. Guess we'll have to go down instead of out. And then we're going to have to try and repair this, which is going to be difficult with the cave in the background. Let's see here. Restore. Make this bigger. It's not biggest size yet. We'll close this cave back up. Hopefully we didn't ruin too many things. Of course the game just respawns stuff if you break it eventually. Found another hole into a cave. These terrain adjustments that we make are one of the things that the game does not seem to repair on its own. I could be wrong about that, but my observation suggests that it is not the case, that it saves it. We'll get this all filled back in, because we don't want a giant hole near our stuff. Maybe if it was some random planet in the middle of nowhere, maybe I could convince myself to not do that. But what can I say? I'm just somebody who likes to clean up after their own messes. To me, holes everywhere is a mess. I don't even like knowing they're there, even if I don't have to see them. Messes, I mean. Holes are not necessarily a problem in and of themselves. Alright, that about does that. That is as closed up as we can reasonably make it. I will tell the little part of my brain that says, you know, there might be a little hole here or there, a little air pocket. I'm going to tell that part of my brain, we did good enough. We didn't even have to go too far away. Pretty sure that's our hazard control unit right there. Remember it being pretty close to our central structure, which that's it right there, our office. Wanted to show you the inside of one of these industrial buildings. Hopefully this is one of them. This is the one I already showed you. I wanted to show you the other one. It has more stuff in it. Maybe. Which one? Must be this one over here. This is one of the ones that we built. This could actually be our hazard control unit over here, but this really doesn't make any sense. It's the right size, just one building square. Here we are, industrial building. We've got some things that look kind of like generators maybe. I'm not sure what they are. They look sort of high-tech, right? There's just stuff moving back and forth. Looks kind of like useless doodads to me, but I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't know what it's supposed to do. We've got more of that stuff I already pointed out in the other buildings. I think it's funny that our crates have so many lights on the side of them. I wonder what purpose lights on the sides of crates serve. I mean, other than maybe they're teeny tiny displays to tell you if the box has got stuff in it, maybe. I don't know. And we got this thing that looks like a cement mixer, except it has lights on it. And when you look at that, you just can't say anything but, okay, they just probably went to Google and grabbed images of some industrial looking things and put lights on them to make them look high tech. Anyway, forgive my critique. I'm not trying to be critical, I'm just observing. Alright, so let's see. What are we at for time? I think we're out of time for today. So that's our settlement. It's shaping up. Somewhere around here, people have probably got to have some kind of place to sleep. If not, no wonder our settlement is so small. Who wants to live in a place where they don't have a place to sleep? We'll work on that. We'll add some more buildings. And when next we return, we'll pursue a little bit more of that Overseer quest line and probably do the weapons master stuff too. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I really want to do all of the base stuff. Let me know if you think it looks interesting enough that you want to see more of it, or if you'd rather see me get to the main story and getting to the center of the galaxy, because we don't have to keep doing this stuff if it's not very interesting. There is some story there. We get a little bit of lore about the world from the people that we work with. So, up to you all. Let me know, and until then, have a good one. Goodbye now.